I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my creative healing course is filled with hours of exclusive content. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about insecurity and questioning loyalty. So I've got a good email to share with you guys today. And I just wanted to let you know that for those of you that want to get our help personally, you can do that on my website, AskCraig.net. I offer email and Skype coaching, and Margaret also offers Skype coaching.
If you feel that I can be helpful, please sign up.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. But I get a lot of questions on how to get our help personally, so that's how you do it. All right, so this is an email coaching that I did not too long ago, and I thought it had some interesting stuff in here, so make sure you listen up, guys. They said, "Hi, Coach. First off, I wanted to say your videos and podcasts," I always forget to say that we're podcasting now.
Yeah.
"You can find us on all the major podcast platforms. We actually have almost 1.5 million views on our podcast now."
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
And that's without ever really bringing it up.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And they've been really helpful to me during a very difficult time. And I've been watching and listening to your videos religiously. You and Coach Margaret have brought me a lot of comfort and helpful advice.
We're happy to hear that.
So this is a woman in her mid-20s, and she was dating a guy a few years younger than her for about 1.5 years. Now, they were living together about 6 months before they broke up. She said the major problems in our relationship was a lack of trust and communication. 4 months into the relationship, he had gone through my phone while I was sleeping. So this is 4 months in now. Okay?
So that makes him sound anxious.
It's going to get interesting.
Okay.
He saw that I had replied, "Thank you," to another guy on Instagram who told me I was cute. Not really a big deal.
No.
Somebody compliments you,
And
say
you would
thank
say
you.
thank you?
I mean, I don't think that's really inappropriate, do you?
No.
Well, let's call this guy Rick.
Okay.
Rick considered that cheating.
Oh, come, Rick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come now, Rick.
Not good, right? She said, "Although I do believe what I did was hurtful and I apologized." Now, if it was as simple as what she's explaining here, I don't think there's any kind of apology.
No, she didn't need to apologize.
And I told her that because all you said was thank you. I mean, so what? Somebody said you're, cute or whatever.
Well, obviously Rick thinks she's cute and somebody else agreed.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this is just signs of underlying issues, right?
Absolutely.
This, I think, is where trust started to be an issue. I disagree with that. I think that his major issues was the issue, not this minor incident.
Right, not this minor
See,
incident.
I think
Right.
she's feeling like it was that minor incident.
And somehow her fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. "I never cheated on him, nor was I ever thinking about cheating on him, but it seemed like he was convinced that I was." See, that sets off a couple of things for me, Margaret. She really didn't do anything, and he's convinced
And
she's cheating?
yeah. And he's acting on not enough information to draw a conclusion, get you into trouble every time.
His lack of trust in me started to make me wonder and question his loyalty.
Good point.
Yes, that is a good point.
Right? Because it's easy to accuse the other guy of what you're doing.
Yeah. And we often see that.
Yes, we do.
So I would go through his phone. Neither of us found evidence of cheating on each other, so clearly we both had trust issues. In the summertime, we moved in together due to his mom, who he lived with, deciding she wanted to move out of the state, and Rick didn't have anywhere else to move.
So not a well-reasoned decision, kind of done in response to something else that happened.
Yeah, not, this is the person I really want to live with, or we're going along great, great, or something like that. Communication started to become an issue when we moved in together. It seemed like all he ever wanted to talk about was his life and issues. The only topics he enjoyed was about his career, goals, or his project car. I started to feel extremely lonely living there, and I don't blame her.
I don't either.
Because
so he wouldn't listen to her story, it sounds like.
Yeah. And we started fighting a lot over small things. Well, I think for her, she was just feeling like he didn't really care about her.
Yeah.
Right? I brought up to him multiple times that it would be nice if he was a little more interested in my life. This would usually make him defensive. Now, see, she's trying to express that she's feeling neglected here.
Right.
And he's not receptive.
He's not hearing it, yeah.
I felt like I was losing myself. I felt like he was the main character in our relationship and I was the sidekick.
Well put.
It's a good description. And nobody would want to feel that for very long. That would really start to eat at you, you know? Mm-hmm. So, in the fall, I told him I was unhappy with us right now, and I thought it would be best if I moved out. And I don't blame her at this point.
I don't blame her either.
I told him I didn't want to break up. And see, that's key.
That's absolutely key. No, she didn't.
I didn't want it, but what do you think she wanted? She wanted him to fix this. Yep. And she was, sometimes people will talk about a fake breakup.
Yep.
This to me would be like a fake
breakup. To get
breakup.
him to respond.
Yeah, I want you to just show me that you care about me. That's all I'm looking for here. You're not responding to my needs. I'm trying to communicate. Yep. I don't really want this, but you're not changing. Right? And she feels terrible inside every day. I mean,
sure.
You can feel it.
Of course, and
right?
lonely, yeah.
You put herself in her shoes, you can see why she's hurting. Okay. I felt like we moved in together before we were ready, and I felt obligated to help him because I loved him and didn't want to see him struggle. Okay, because he had no place to go.
Right.
Okay. This winter is when we moved out, and for those last couple of months, I felt him detaching. However, he would still tell me how much he loves me and wants to be with me. Yet he's not.
But his behavior didn't match.
Exactly. It was exactly what I was going to say. The day after I moved back home, he said he wanted a 2-week break from us. After the 2 weeks, he wanted to meet in a mall parking lot. He then dumped me, saying it would be hard to work on our issues if we weren't living together, and he doesn't want to keep hurting me. That sounds like a load of BS to me.
Yes.
Right? We can't work on this because we're not living together? Come on. Give me a break.
People resolve things in many different ways.
Yeah. He told me that he still loves me and he wants to be with me. Well, show her then, right?
Yeah, show her. Don't tell her, show her.
I'm extremely hurt and confused by all this. I can't eat, sleep, or function.
Oh.
I miss him so much, and I have massive amount of guilt hanging over me. I feel like I caused this breakup. I haven't been in contact with him, really. The only times I've reached out are about bills that we have. Do you think he will reach out? Should I reach out to him, or should I try and move on? There's a little bit more here before we get into those questions. If one thing is for sure, it's that I definitely was not perfect, and I made many mistakes during the relationship. Near the end of our relationship, when he would talk nonstop about his day, his story, or whatever, without meaning to, I would zone out and only half listen to him. But again, it's because he's not making this a two-way street here.
Right, he's not letting you in.
Yeah.
But she's quite intent on blaming herself.
Yeah, and still it sounds like he's not really engaging you.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be tuned out too if I was you.
Sure.
Right? Or I would give him some half-assed response. Yeah, because you wanted him to show that he was caring about you.
Right.
I think I was so frustrated that he didn't give me the attention I wanted and needed, so I started doing the same thing to him.
Okay.
Interesting. So she was trying to see if he got the point,
Right.
and he didn't. Now I realize that it wasn't a good thing to do. Well, I mean, it does sound like you were trying to communicate.
Yes, it does, and you did try. I wonder if she ever tried talking to him directly and saying, I don't feel like my needs are being met.
I don't know.
No, we don't know.
But it definitely seems like she was alluding to it.
And she has concluded now, on again not much evidence, that this was her fault.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying it.
I'm
right?
not either.
I also realized I need to have a better handle on my emotions, which I let get the best of me at times, probably because he kept setting off your anxiety because
Right.
you didn't feel like he cared. This relationship brought out a side of me that I haven't seen before, where I would be basically screaming back at him, and normally I'm a quiet person who hates confrontation. These are just a few things I know I need to work on. And while, I'm not going to say that the screaming didn't probably, make him back off and get him to shut down, it seems like it was her getting so frustrated
Absolutely.
that he wasn't being receptive.
Absolutely. And to some extent, even though screaming we could skip, she was standing up for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he can be very self-absorbed, I agree with that,
Oh, yes.
and really drove me away.
Yes.
At one point, I became curious if he even knew my middle name. So, I asked him, and he said he didn't know, after dating for over a year, which to her made her feel more like, you're proving my point, you don't really care.
But he never even looked at the mail that was coming in that might have had her middle initial in it.
In the meantime, I will continue to watch your videos and probably purchase your workbooks. Thank you for teaching me so much.
She's going to beat herself up.
Yeah. I think her gut was telling her the right thing here.
I think so, too.
It was saying,
There's something wrong with this picture.
it's all you want to talk about is you. You don't want to listen to me. She was getting fed up, frustrated, tuning out, lashing out, and none of it got him to see that he was part of the problem here.
I almost get a sense of, some people, you talk with them, you feel like they have a wall of words around them, and you somehow can't quite get beyond all their words to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it sounds like. He just would go on.
Yeah, and he just seemed so consumed with himself that wouldn't feel like much of a relationship, and she just kept feeling more and more neglected and uncared about.
And she probably got angry and frustrated, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is it possible he'll reach out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do some reflecting and realizing that he caused a lot of these problems, hopefully. I wouldn't reach out to him, though, because you already don't feel like he cares. And now if you're the one doing all the repairing...
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
You're just going to feel more like I'm chasing this guy trying to repair it and he doesn't really care.
Right.
So I would let him make an effort to repair this and show that he's heard what you've had to say, that he cares about how you feel and what you have to say, and that he's going to make more of an effort to really connect with you and not make you feel alone in the relationship.
Right. I'd also like to know what happened with his mother. And that's not something we hear terribly often. I'm guessing they're pretty young. They're fairly young.
I think they were mid-20s.
Yeah. That most of the time what we hear is that families are holding on to their offspring rather than moving to another state and kind of leaving their offspring flat. So he may have been coming off another rejection. And feeling very angry that his mother would do this to him. So who knows? But I'm sure that's a real question somewhere.
I think so too. But, you guys rushed this a little bit, and you know that. So if he comes back again, you don't want to forget about how he made you feel most of this relationship, or at least when you live together.
Right.
You want to make sure that he's going to make a real effort to repair this with you. And if he does, then you can go from there. But you certainly don't want to go back into a situation where your partner's not listening to you.
Yeah, partners suggest 50-50. Yeah.
Or that you're feeling hurt and abandoned all the time, or it's all about them.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that too, and what's going to make you happy in the long run.
And standing up for yourself is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't okay. I think, as Craig said in the beginning, your gut was telling you the right thing.
Yeah. So see what happens, but, make him show you with his behavior. And I definitely don't think this was your fault.
Nor should you apologize to him again for anything.
Yeah. Right? You got the sense that this wasn't her fault, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think she's going to need to hear that.
Okay. It was not your fault, and we do not want you to beat yourself up for a number of different reasons. Number one, you don't deserve it. And number two, we don't want you to put your energy into blaming yourself. We want you to put your energy into healing.
Absolutely.
And being able to move on or do whatever you choose to do.
And of course, if you want to get a coaching with us, that's what we're here for. You can get our help on my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Of course, Margaret is here to do Skype coaching.
Please sign up with me if you think I can be helpful.
And of course, she's always helpful. So just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. To get my help personally, go to askcraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.